Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to Atmanex's episode 10. Today, I want to talk about something strange, dangerous, and hilarious, and something that almost all of us suffer from. But because everybody has it, nobody calls it a disease anymore. Imagine this. Suppose tomorrow morning, every person on earth wakes up with a fever of 102 degrees Fahrenheit. Every single person, politicians, teachers, doctors, students, relatives, everyone. Now, tell me, would you still call it a disease? Probably not. We would call it normal body temperature. Because when everyone suffers from the same problem, society often stops seeing it as a problem. And that is exactly what has happened to many of the biggest diseases of modern life. No, I'm not talking about diabetes, blood pressure, cholesterol. I'm talking about diseases that don't show up in medical reports, diseases that don't require a doctor, diseases that actually require awareness. Let's begin. Disease number 1, the addiction to look busy. Have you ever noticed the modern badge of honor is exhaustion? Ask someone how they are. Their common reply is, I am very busy. Ask another person, extremely busy. Ask a third person, so busy that I don't even have time to breathe. People say it as if they are collecting Olympic medals. Imagine going to a hospital. Doctor asks, what's the problem? Patient says, Doctor, I have not slept properly in 6 months. Doctor says, congratulations, you have qualified for senior management. We have glorified burnout. People are exhausted, but because everyone is exhausted, nobody thinks exhaustion is abnormal anymore. The funny thing is, most people are not even productive. They are just occupied. There is a difference. A washing machine is busy for 1 hour, but it doesn't become successful. Many people spend their lives spinning and spinning, not progressing. Spinning is the second disease. Constant distraction. 20 years ago, losing concentration was considered a problem. Today, it's considered internet speed. Think about it. We open Instagram, someone is dancing, someone is crying, we swipe, someone is becoming a millionaire, then we swipe again, someone is getting divorced, someone is cooking noodles, then we swipe again, all in 30 seconds. Our brain has become a tourist. It never stays anywhere long enough to become a resident. Researchers estimate that attention spans have dramatically reduced over the years. And we are training our brains every day to expect entertainment every few seconds. And then we wonder, why reading book it feels difficult to us? It's like feeding a child chocolate for 10 years and then asking him to enjoy spinach. The problem isn't the book, my dear friends. The problem is the training. Now let me talk about disease number 3, the need for validation. This one is quite dangerous. Imagine posting a picture, you receive 500 likes. You feel wonderful. Next time, you receive 200. Suddenly, you are depressed. Nothing changed. Your face is the same. Your life is the same. Your value is the same. Only the numbers changed. Yet, your mood changed. Why? Because somewhere we outsourced our self-worth to the strangers. Imagine if your happiness came with a remote control and you handed that remote to the entire world. How peaceful would your life be? Not at all. Yet, that's exactly what many people do. The number of followers determine confidence. The number of likes determines self-esteem. And the number of views determines happiness. And because millions are doing it, nobody calls it a disease. Let me talk about disease number 4, that is comparison. The world's oldest poison. A man buys a perfectly good car. He's happy. Then his neighbor buys a better one. Suddenly, his own car becomes useless. The car didn't change, the comparison did. A woman is happy with her house until she sees another house on social media. Now she feels poor. The house didn't shrink, comparison enlarged. We compare our real life to everyone else's highlight reel. It's like comparing your behind the scenes footage to a Hollywood trailer and then wondering why you feel inadequate. Now, let me talk about disease number 5, the inability to sit alone. Try this experiment, everyone. Just sit quietly for 10 minutes. No phone, no television, no music, no conversation, just you. Many people become uncomfortable within minutes because silence introduces us to someone we have been avoiding, that is, ourselves. The philosopher Blaise Pascal once said, most of humanity's problems come from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone. Centuries later, we invented smartphones to make sure we never have to. We fear boredom. But boredom is often the doorway to creativity. Every great idea in history was born in moments of reflection. Not while scrolling through 23 seconds reel about productivity. Now here's the funny part. Imagine aliens arriving on Earth. They study humans. They observe that people spend 4 hours a day staring at glowing rectangles. They see people comparing themselves to strangers, sleeping less, worrying more, feeling lonely despite being connected to thousands. What would the aliens conclude? They would probably report back to their planet. Earth appears to be suffering from a large-scale psychological epidemic, and honestly, they wouldn't be completely wrong. Now, before someone says, "Sir, are you telling us to throw away our phones and live in the mountains?" The answer is no. Technology is not the villain, my dear friends. Lack of awareness is. A knife can cut vegetables or also cause injury. The tool is not the problem. The unconscious use of tool is. So what is the solution? In my podcasts, I just don't discuss the problems, I also suggest the solutions. So the solution to this problem is quite simple. Notice what everyone is doing and then ask yourself one simple question. Does this actually make sense? You will get your answer. Because popularity and wisdom are not the same thing. At one point, everyone believed the earth was flat. Everyone was wrong. At one point, everyone thought smoking was healthy. Everyone was again wrong. At one point, everyone believed working non-stop was success. Maybe, just maybe, everyone is wrong again. The greatest thinkers in history were not people who followed the crowd. They were people who questioned it. When everyone runs in one direction, wisdom asks, why? When everyone is distracted, wisdom focuses. When everyone is comparing, wisdom appreciates. When everyone is shouting, wisdom listens. And when everyone is asleep, wisdom awakens. So here's today's challenge. Identify one behavior in your life that has become normal simply because everyone else is doing it. Maybe it's overthinking, endless scrolling, comparing, chasing approval, staying busy to avoid facing yourself, whatever it is, don't ask, is everyone doing it? Ask, is it helping me become the person I want to be? Because remember, when one person has a problem, we call it a disease. When millions have the same problem, we call it culture. And sometimes culture itself needs healing. Thank you for listening, everyone. And if this episode made you uncomfortable, good, because growth usually begins where comfort ends. Until next time, stay curious, stay awake, and don't mistake normal for healthy. Thank you, everyone, for your time. May God bless you all. See you again in next episode. Thank you.